Hi, this is Jazze, and today my guest is Chris Howell from the Chris Howell Communications. Thank you for joining me today.
Absolutely, Jazzy. Thank you so much for having me on. I really appreciate the opportunity to speak with you.
Yes, all right. So you have a big event coming up next Saturday at Tarrant County College South Campus. It's a big back to school giveaway. And not only are you giving away back to school products, but you're also giving away PPE products, food, and more. So give us some details about what you got coming up.
Yes, Jazzy, thank you. This is our second back to school drive that we're doing this summer, as a matter of fact. It's all part of our ability to try to give back to the community during our COVID-19 relief drives. So our first one actually took place over at Skyline Ranch, where we gave away some 780 backpacks and then served family, as you mentioned, food. And what we're serving in terms of food is a 25-pound box of protein and a 25-pound box of produce. In addition to that, a gallon of milk that Borden Milk was so gracious to give to us. So families are walking with backpacks and enough food to feed a family for an entire week. So coming up on August 22nd, we're going to be over at Tarrant County College South Campus there in Fort Worth, where we've now got 1,500 families registered for backpacks. That includes all essential school supplies, as well as those important earbuds for when they're doing things like this. When the kids are on Zoom, they have those earbuds. And again, they'll also get the 50 pounds of food in addition to a gallon of milk that has been donated by Borden Milk. So we're honored through the Chris Howell Foundation to be able to serve our community in this way.
And that's amazing. So how can families register for this event, and when is the deadline to register?
Well, the deadline to register is actually passed because of the overwhelming response to this, and so many families have registered, because the only thing you had to register for was school supplies. In terms of the food, you don't have to register at all. That's still open and available. But we were trying to gauge how many folks we would get in terms of responding for school supplies. And right now at 1,500 families, we have maxed that out due to just not having enough backpacks, because again, our funds can only go so far. We do still have a bit of supplies, but we don't have the backpacks and things to place them in. So if there's a hero out there that would like to step in to help us to take these additional few hundred supplies that we have to supply the backpacks for them, we'll gladly take that. You can do that at chrishowellfoundation.org. But the only thing families had to register for were back to school supplies. Again, the PPE care packages, the 25-pound, 50 pounds of food, the gallon of milk, that is open to any and everyone. You don't register, you simply drive up, open your trunk, we place the items in your car.
Okay. And in regards to the food and the PPE products, how many people can you provide those items?
We're prepared to serve 2,100 families on Saturday. That's the same thing we did last time we were out at Tarrant County College South Campus. That's what we're prepared to do on August 22nd. And I'm glad you pointed that out, because again, it's while supplies last, but we have enough to service 2,100 families with 50 pounds of food and a gallon of milk while supplies last, from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on August 22nd.
Okay, so it's first come, first serve in regards to the food and PPE products. Now, some people sign up for back to school items and they don't come pick them up. I know, I work in radio, we give away prizes all the time and they don't always pick them up. So for the items that are left over, are you going to have another event for that, or will you give those to families who just show up and, you know, they need some supplies?
I'm glad you pointed that out, because we actually had that problem in Dallas when we did it last week. There were several families who didn't show up to pick up their items. So what we're doing is taking those items over to Fort Worth to give to those who didn't show up. That became part of that number. Now, what will happen if families don't show up in Fort Worth? We will maybe likely to schedule another event, because we're going to serve, we don't know they're not going to show up until after the event is concluded. So whatever you're left over after the event is concluded, then we'll schedule another event, likely over at Skyline Ranch in Dallas. And distribute them from that particular facility. Yeah. So I'm glad you asked that. That is
because it happens all the time. All right, so you have this big event, and I know you need hands on deck. A lot of people are staying at the house, they're quarantining, they don't feel, you know, safe going out and helping people, but I understand you need volunteers. So if someone was interested in being a volunteer, can you walk them through that process and let them know the safety precautions that you're having to keep them safe?
Absolutely. We certainly need volunteers. Again, as we pointed out the numbers, we need as many people as possible to try and expedite the lines as quickly as possible. Things that we're doing when you come on board to volunteer with us: first of all, you go to chrishowellfoundation.org. You fill out a brief questionnaire that gets all of your information. Our volunteer coordinator will then contact you back. Once you get that information, you get all the details on where to arrive. On your arrival on Saturday, August 22nd, We're going to
Okay.
first of all give you a survey question to fill out regarding COVID. We'll then ask you to take your temperature to ensure that you don't have a fever. And then
Okay.
we're all going to give you a mask if you don't already have one. And we'll also give you gloves, because everyone that's serving with us must wear a mask, and they must wear gloves because you're handling boxes and backpacks and PPE care packages, things of that nature, handing them off to our clients. So we want to make sure that everyone keeps their mask and gloves on at all times. So
All
yes, we're
right.
doing everything we can to make sure that everyone serves in a safe capacity.
Absolutely. And, you're doing this back to school event, and it's wonderful that you're doing it. But I've noticed that you've done a lot of other events in the past. You've worked with the AIDS foundations and just making sure that people know their status. And then you're also helping in the coronavirus aspect. You're giving to the Back to School Foundation. So if anyone wants to know more information just about the Chris Howell Foundation and how they can support your organization and exactly what you do, give us some information on that.
Absolutely. Go to our website, chrishowellfoundation.org. It's chrishowellfoundation.org. And as Jazze has pointed out, we have done a number of things. In fact, we started out, our focus was on HIV/AIDS awareness, just due to the fact that my brother passed away due to complications of HIV and AIDS in 2006. He was 33 years old. So I developed a little bit of a platform. My wife and I thought we would use whatever influence we might have to try and help the community to understand that HIV and AIDS is still, even today, an epidemic in our community. Well, right now, all focus is on the other virus, Corona, but we still have another virus that still is an epidemic in our communities. So we wanted to raise awareness regarding that. And while serving the community, and that's when we became aware of all the other issues. And while we don't try to be all things to all people, we did think that we could expand a little bit to focus on health, wellness, and financial literacy. So everything that we do is designed to really just trying to strengthen and empower the community to move us all forward. I grew up in West Dallas, and the product of many of the things that you see us doing in the community in terms of serving food. I'm the last of 6 children to a single parent home. My mom was in those lines receiving some of the same things that we're doing out today. So it's not that we have so much, but we're just using what little bit that we have, along with the influence that we have, to try and make a difference where we can.
Yes, and I love everything that you guys are doing. So continue to reach out, and we will definitely continue to support here at 97.9 The Beat. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jazze. I really appreciate the support.